you know that emotions are neither good nor bad? Yes, emotions are neither good nor bad. Our thinking make it so. Alright, so it's a stress management coach and consultant. And today I want to talk about the number one cause of stress. The number one cause of stress is our emotions and the labels that we give to them. Alright, I'm sure you've heard me say this countless number of times that it's not actually the situation itself that is actually causing us stress, but our perception and interpretation of the situation. Alright, when we are faced with a challenging situation, we react by going into an emotional state. We experience some feelings on the inside, and then we react by going into an emotional state. Now, the labels that we use to describe this emotional state, how we feel, the labels that we use to describe how we feel about the particular situation is usually the cause of our stress. Alright, so our emotions are neither good nor bad, and if we label our emotions as bad, it often causes us to suppress or repress those emotions. We stop ourselves from experiencing or feeling those emotions, which is actually not good for our health. Alright, and then the second thing that happens when we label our emotion as bad is that it causes us to avoid those situations that will cause us to experience that kind of emotion. Alright, any situation that will cause us to feel that particular way that we term as bad, we tend to avoid it. And then the third one is that it causes us to judge ourselves or to judge other people for experiencing that particular kind of emotion that we have labeled as bad. So what do? The first thing is, never label your emotions as good or bad. So what you should do is to know that we have the thing is to know that we have healthy versus unhealthy emotions. Alright, now emotions can be pleasant or unpleasant, which is what we term as good or bad. Alright, which is actually not okay for us to term it as good or bad, but then it could be unpleasant, but that doesn't make it bad. Alright, it just makes it unhealthy for us. So the number one way to reduce or begin to manage your stress effectively is to know that your unhealthy emotions or your unpleasant feelings, that they are not bad, and that they are actually action signals, and that they actually have a message that they are communicating to us. Alright, so that's the number one way, because when we know that yes, this thing is communicating, so try to now when we know that it's communicating a message to us, then what we do is to try to find out the particular message it is communicating to us. So what do we even mean when we say healthy versus unhealthy emotions? Alright, so when we say emotion is a healthy one when it leads to constructive behaviors. Alright, and then it is unhealthy when it leads to unconstructive behaviors. That's what we mean. So for instance, for example, guilt versus remorse. Now, remorse is a healthy negative feeling. Alright, so it's an unpleasant feeling, it's a negative feeling, but it is a healthy one. Why? Because it leads to acknowledging the fact that you did something wrong, and then you take responsibility for your action. Alright, so guilt, on the other hand, is unhealthy emotion because it leads to self-judgment and self-punishment, because we label it as bad. So that is why we shouldn't label our emotions as good or bad. We should just know that they are healthy or unhealthy. Alright, so that learning the difference is the number one way to learn to manage stress effectively. Alright, so if you would like to learn more on how to manage stress effectively, all you have to do is send me. So until next time, have an amazing day and week ahead. Bye for now.